Hey guys, Mustang Doctor, and I wanted to show you guys this crazy thing today. Have you ever had your windshield wiper arm just sit there and spin when you turn the windshield wipers on, especially in the snow when you get a lot of ice and snow on the window and the arm just keeps spinning? Well, I actually had this issue and I've replaced this arm now twice, and these little notches in here, I guess you could call them, or teeth, they're not very strong. It's like aluminum or something, which this thing feels like metal. But anyways, they strip out immediately. That arm that sits in there on the truck just goes back and forth, back and forth. The heavy snow sits on it and it just strips it out. So I thought, well, that's annoying. I guess the first time it happened, I thought the arm was just bad, and these were just had been stripped out over years and years of usage. I got 130,000 miles on this truck. Well, then when it happened again on a brand new arm, I went out and I noticed that there's a little spot, if I can zoom in on it, there's a little spot for a keyway. So I pulled the passenger side off, and sure enough, there's a keyway in there. So the dealership that gave me these, or put them on for me and everything, they lost the keyway. There was no keyway in it at all. So I went and got another one at Napa. The keyway was also missing from that, and the package was open. It was like somebody pulled the keyway out of it. So instead of waiting for another one to come in, I just got some metal that I'm going to just make my own keyway out of. The problem is, obviously, it just needs to be about that long. So I've got that hash already in there. That's going to go in here just like that, and it sits in. You guys can see that. Let me see if I can zoom in there. Focus on. I mean, it sits right in there like that, and then it has to fit in the other notch on the arm of the truck. And so the problem with this design, I don't even know if it's, I guess, a design problem, but the keyway that comes with these it fits like that. I already had to wear that down a little bit, or grind it down, and then the inside has an even finer line, so this has to be really, really worn down. So we're going to put it on the grinder, and we're going to grind the inside of that down quite a bit to get it to fit, and then I should be good to go without any more arm stripping of these wiper arms in this truck. All right, so here's the deal with this. That's the notch right there for the keyway, and let's see if this keyway fits yet, or if we need more to take more off. We need to take a lot more off. So I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's focusing there. We got to take a lot more off because we got to get it to fit inside that keyway, or inside that keyway's got to fit inside that hole when it sits in the wiper arm. We're gonna have to hack that off, of course. It's kind of hard to focus on this, but if you guys can see that, that's the keyway right there. That's the little metal keyway we shaved down to fit. It's got to fit inside here, which it does, and then it had to be a dome shape to slide into the notch on the arm of the truck as well. So it's just they call it a keyway. It's just a little piece of metal that sits in there and then sits in the notch of the arm of the truck, and that way when that arm moves, it grabs that keyway and moves the wiper arm, because as you guys can see, these grooves on the side are so fine. Any kind of snow or heavy ice at all, and they just immediately strip. They don't move the wiper arm at all. So at least up in the North Country where it snows or where it's cold and you get ice and snow, you got to have these keyways in here. I read some things online. A lot of guys are saying that they're not necessary. I think those guys are probably in Florida. They're definitely not anywhere where it snows or there's ice. So up here, you've got to have these keyways in there. Okay, so the other keyway we built was just too short. So we're going to try this one. It's a little bit bigger. And then we put a little bit of adhesive just to kind of hold it in there so it didn't fall out when we go to put this arm on. And we'll see if this does the trick.